And I'm back again to read one more episode of my story, The Fury Flames, a story that I've written a while ago, and it's available in many websites, including Tapas, Inkitt, and Linkly.io. If you're curious and want to read further than what I'm reading, then go on those websites, and I'll have the links down below. Reminder that it is, again, content for mature audiences, so be advised when you listen to me read this story. And we're gonna do a little recap. So we left off with Rhea's dad telling a story within the story. That's funny, it's the story within the story. He's talking about the three sages, which Rhea seems so excited about listening to, but it'll be good for her. So let's get started. Episode 2, The Forgotten Tale. Year 75 died Drenu Rise. Rhea, he locked onto her intense glare, just as unwavering, if not there are hidden shimmers of outrage in the sparkle of his blue eyes. Even though his infectious grin vanishes, there was no proof that he would tell her the full truth. But just the way he corrects her outcry meant that he is not fooling around. This time what he is going to relay will hold weight. She shrinks underneath the fierceness, even moving her face away. It is not often he would reprimand her unless it had something to do with her form in their last sparring. Rarely does he get offended over her being slightly disrespectful towards his retelling. She thought there was never a time that he would be strict. Her mother was always the one who had reeled him away from trouble. He clears his throat, decreasing his level of fierceness, and replacing it with this neutral expression that she cannot wholeheartedly recognize. This is eating him alive, whatever it was, or he would not be keeping his smile away. The world sages were a group that kept the cycle of life safe from deviation. The responsibility will always be chosen by the skill that a sage would be born in this life. You had men or mages becoming the next sages of Manuk, alchemists becoming the next sages of Chamuk, and finally the witch or wizard that takes up the mantle of Anukrin's sage. Each sage's responsibility is oversee their sector and never interrupt each other's work unless the balance is dependent on it. One foolish man a sage saw differently. This is a new story. The last one involved the crushing consequences of two immortal lovers. This one started differently. Her father was not the type to deviate from the details, no matter how silly he may get. Her whole body moves enough to face him, just like when she was just a child. She still beams at him expectantly. Assignment courses through her like many times over. It is a dull and simple life in the jungle, with just the three of them keeping each other company. There really is not a lot going on. A life that is very sheltered is a boring and restricted life. Anything that seems new will always bring this behavior from her. What happened? The fire sage thought it was wise to reunite the punishment long overdue. The arcade sage has some involvement in the deaths of the fire sage's family, so he takes it upon himself to confront the other sage, and a war ensues soon after. Mordecai were already at odds over the legitimacy of families. You had families fighting to exist only to perish in the cracks of the earth. Others took his chance to create the chimeric empire of today. The war devastated all mankind, the sages, and even the land itself. The all-mage war. Then what happened to those sage after the war, Papa? She leans in close, all attention on her father. Her excited features did not mention any of his energy. He sank into the story like it truly belongs to him, as if this was a life that was his to relive. But just like a lot of her old man's stories, they were never clear enough for her to suspect anything. He isn't going to make sure that she understood this time. The smile on his face riddled with the guilt that weighs it down. Cho's blue eyes lost the luster of a man with the carefree spirit. The fire sage renounced mana from his enemies. He couldn't live with the guilt of all the death and destruction. He went into hiding, and the world righted on its own eventually. Rhea didn't catch at the significant hints. Not even the slouch of his shoulders or the clenching of his fist proves to her anything. To her, he was just avoiding giving her a straight answer. Her pot returns, too dense to understand his new story too. Papa, how does that have anything to do with you? Rhea, Nolan. In the outline of the jungle trees and the thick green vines, hid a very particular house that is made of dark, cold magma and stone. It stood on stilts, high to keep it from drowning in the mud during the monsoon season. The only way to enter it is through a ladder that descends the center of its belly. No window in sight, though Rhea knew that it was very capable to have one. It is where they live. It is where her mother came out from and marched right over to have just the right amount of distance to call for them. Her mother is this beautiful, dark, wild woman, even though her wildness only goes as far as the leather wrapped around her body like a dress, and the red tigre fur that decorates her shoulders. Her skin is darker than Rhea by 2 shades and glistened underneath the moonlight, shaping the prominent definition of muscles tonage from the life of a tree-climbing native. The brown hair was curly to the point it hugged her scalp, which is adorned with loosely gemmed headband, kept short for her daily excursions. She is taller than Rhea, about 2 inches shorter than her life partner. Her eyes are this deep hazel that match perfectly with the leaves of the trees. She is a beauty that will be mistaken for the same as the maidens of Nolan's silliest of stories. And the high-strung personality keeps 2 very free-spirited individuals in their place. She is already sporting her best scowl that pushes out her plump bottom lip. What are you both trying to do? Go home before the bugs eat your fluids dry. Ah, my feisty, beautiful Lindaway. The moon's crosses out again. Come sit with us. Nolan's earlier expression vanishes as soon as this woman came into view, exchanging it with the mask of a cheerful man, only this time the skin around his cheeks pinks. This was always the outcome of a hopeless romantic. Her mother would never let that sway while this protrudes, and his charm barely pierces the prickliness. Tonight, it was no different. Whether it had significance or not, and her mother would make sure to remind her father without hesitation. You can watch it from the window just like the last few times. She rolls her eyes, stomping her way back to their house. Come, the bugs be damned, I want my child and maid to stay fat. Understood. Your mother is right, Rhea. I will tell you more tomorrow. He pats her on the head, then rolls onto his heavily abused slippers made of vines and dried leaves. Rhea grumbles as she follows his lead. His no answer really did irk her. She would love to shake it out of him someday, but he did not leave her with absolutely nothing. When her mother was far enough to be out of earshot, he said this as plain as day. You are more powerful than any sage, my dear fire cub. Rhea picked her head up from all the moping, watching the straightness of his back as he hobbles on after her annoyed mother. They exchange a small verbal back and forth with a few notable hand waves from her mother to her father trying to appease her with a little shoulder-to-shoulder bump. That shoulder bump led to his hand being misplaced just in the center of her back, which from the looks of it, her mother did not reject it. As her mother mentioned once, love is not something you can get to control or choose. Neither is it something a person should reject when it's so fragile and fleeting once you do. Rhea's parents loved each other so much and openly, with enough love left over to share with their daughter, to shout her a world lacking of hate. Rhea had only ever known a world of love for most of her life, and she may have pridefully dismissed it as a naive child. However, there was nothing she would rather have to replace it. She took everything in this world for granted. Her father with the infinite amount of knowledge and his unexplained backstory, her mother's beautiful singing voice, and her strange upbringing as a chieftain's younger daughter. All that was taken from Rhea, with a few simple poison-tipped arrows and the hatred of a disgruntled chieftain. And that ends the episode for this story. Second episode ended it with a rather depressing ending from Rhea. Unfortunately, a lot does happen to her, and her parents do not make it. But I do have some character sheets if you guys want the visuals, and I'm gonna be posting it here right now. And yeah. I don't know how Nolan managed to hit that, but you know, he managed. Anyways, we'll upload the next episode eventually. As of right now, this is it. And I hope you enjoyed yourself. You have a wonderful day. Ciao.